Welcome to the Hollywood bargaining presentation of Group 20, live from the Christmas tree in the M building of the university. Well, for this assignment we have chosen a negotiation fragment from the movie Bad Santa. In this movie, two people work together every Christmas as a Santa and an elf at a warehouse as a cover. And on Christmas Eve they plunder the safe and get some of the merchandise as well. Well, Willie is a grumpy alcoholic that plays the role of Santa, and Marcus is a midget that plays the helping elf. Well, in the movie, when they are planning on robbing the safe, the head of security of the warehouse, Jin, finds out what they're up to. But instead of reporting them to the police, he tells Marcus and Willie that he wants to be a part of the robbery, so he wants a part of the plunder. And what happens next, I will show you now in this fragment.
I don't want to take over. I don't even want to change a scam. Whatever you guys do, it works. All I want is a taste. When the deed is done, we part ways. I buy a little ranch at Havasu. You all take your little medicine show back on the road.
How much?
Half.
No fucking way. You don't know who you're
Easy,
fucking
easy.
with.
Just
You'll
back
start
off,
getting
Will.
a
I
fucking
got
dollar.
this.
You
I
understand
got
me?
this. Okay, 30%. That's three of us. 30%, that's fair.
Half.
I meant 33.
I'm in half.
And a third.
Half.
35.
Half.
40.
Half.
42. 45. 48.
Oh.
49.
Half.
Well, what's 1 point?
We split the dough right down the middle. Any merchandise you take, I get to look at and cherry pick.
No, money's one thing, but you ain't getting the shit.
This ain't no Chinese menu, jack off. I'll tell you how it's gonna be. This is Prick's Fix.
Well, as you can see in the fragment, Jin is in a stronger position to negotiate because he can tell the police about the robbery when Marcus and Willie don't agree with his proposal. And this is what makes the negotiation interesting because of the power distribution, which is very skewed. Marcus and Willie almost have no other option than to agree with Jin's proposal. Well, the negotiation is competitive and distributive. It is about the money which will be stolen from the safe, of which both parties want the biggest amount possible. And there's no relationship at stake, as Jin clearly points out.
When the deed is done, we part ways.
Well, the absence of a future relationship means that they can completely focus on negotiating a deal which is most profitable for them. And because of this, the negotiation shifts to bargaining. And like I have already said, the distribution of power is very skewed. This can also be seen in the opening offer of Jin. Normally, people give an opening offer which is above the target point. However, Jin's opening offer is the same as his target point.
How much?
Half.
It's possible for Jin to start the negotiation this way because Marcus and Willie face quite a threat when they don't agree with his proposal. So Jin uses his power to intimidate and dominate Marcus and Willie. And with making threats, he uses two bargaining tactics. The first one is cheap talk, and the second one is the hardball tactic chicken. So Jin's opening offer and the rest of his behavior is quite competitive. And research shows that a party often copies the behavior of his opponent, which you really can see in Willie's reaction on the opening offer.
Half.
No fucking way. You don't know who you're
Easy,
fucking
easy.
with.
Just
You'll start
back off,
getting
Will.
a
I
fucking
got
dollar.
this.
You
I
understand me?
got this.
However, Marcus doesn't fit this theory since he tries to be cooperative at first. He offers to split the plunder equally, so everyone gets 30% of it. Well, when you react with an offer of 30% on a starting offer of 50%, it would be normal that the starting party would make some concessions. However, Jin just sticks with his opening offer. It's only Marcus who makes some concessions. And then it's normal when you come closer to your resistance point, the concessions you make become smaller. However, this isn't the case for Marcus as well.
Okay, 30%. That's three of us. 30%, that's fair.
Half.
I meant 33.
I meant half.
And a third.
Half.
35.
Half.
40.
Half.
42. 45. 48.
Oh.
49.
Half.
Well, since the steps of Marcus' concessions vary, it isn't clear what his resistance point is. The steps he takes are quite strange because of the sizes, but it isn't strange that he makes more concessions than Jin. Namely, it is common that the negotiator low in power makes more concessions than the negotiator high in power. And further, Marcus and Willie possibly don't have a resistance point because they're afraid that Jin would stop the negotiation and would hand them over to the police. Well, the absence of the resistance point is also due to the absence of Badnaas of Marcus and Willie. They almost have no other option than to go along with what Jin wants. And this absence of Badnaas also influenced the frames of both parties in the negotiation. Jin clearly has an outcome frame. He is focused on a specific outcome and he doesn't deviate from it. While Marcus and Willie have the loss-gain frame. They don't negotiate to win, but they negotiate not to lose. However, what Marcus tries, Jin just sticks with his opening offer. And well, after agreeing on the 50% of Jin, Jin also says that he wants the merchandise. And there Marcus tries to go to say something about that, but Jin clearly states that he has all the power.
We split the dough right down the middle. Any merchandise you take, I get to look at and cherry pick.
No, money's one thing, but you ain't getting the shit.
This ain't no Chinese menu, jack off. I tell you how it's gonna be. This is Prick's Fix.
Well, the negotiation started with Jin stating his strong bargaining position and his wishes. Willie reacts furious, whereas Marcus initiates the negotiation. Well, this seems unwise because of the big power distance of both parties. Marcus and Willie risk their entire plunder and also jail time when Jin reports them to the police. Well, the negotiation is initiated and Jin talks calmly and shows with his body language that he's going to win the negotiation. However, Marcus and Willie vary a lot in their body language and in their intonation, which isn't very confident.
48.
Oh.
49.
Even though the power of Marcus and Willie in the negotiation was not that big, less changes in their body language and a more confident appearance might have led to more perceived power and therefore more success. Well, another alternative could have been bringing in more items. Like, for example, Jin clearly states that he wants half the money, but he doesn't really say a thing about the merchandise in the first place. So Marcus and Willie could have agreed on splitting the money, but keeping the merchandise to themselves. Well, another alternative could have been information or support for Jin in the robbery. Well, later on in the movie, Marcus and Willie have a hard time in cracking the safe. So if they had information or support by Jin, for example, a code of the safe, that would have been easier. But overall, because of the strong position of Jin, Max and Willy couldn't really do that much to win the negotiation. So in the end, Jin can make his target point also the settlement point, and with that, the negotiation ended. Just like our presentation, the only thing that rests is to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.